Good morning, everyone. It is that time. Welcome to Murals in the Market Live. I hate to say your host. That sounds so corny. I'm not your host, but I guess I would sort of be your host. I'm your host, Jason Hall. I'm the founder of Ride Detroit. We are the official tour guides of Murals in the Market. We do e-bike tours and walking tours of Murals in the Market. I'd like to welcome everyone. We go live every Saturday at 11 a.m. And what I do is we talk to a different artist every week to give you a little insight into themselves and the murals that they did in the market. And if you'd like to book a tour, on our tours for walking, you see about 80% of the tours. And on the e-bike tours, you see about 100% of the murals. The reason for that is a few of those murals are slightly outside the Eastern Market footprint. And by e-bike, it's easier to access that. So if you would like to book a tour, you can go to ridedetroit.com and check times and see what we have available. A little bit of house cleaning before we get into this, what we'd like to do every week. First of all, I'd like to go back and thank Sydney James for her interview. Last week was amazing. Sydney, you killed it. Your mural is amazing. Thank you again. I want to give a shout out to Denial over in Windsor. Denial can't make it over because of everything that's going on with the COVID, but he was able to send over a pretty nice care package of some signs, some stencils, and some stickers. And if you would like to grab some of that swag, actually, while I'm talking about it, I'm going live from Phil's mural today on Mac and, actually it's like between Mac and Hale on, what street is this, St. Aubin? In St. Aubin. If you come over here, and I'll say that again, come on by, grab some swag. I would love to have a live audience. I'm doing that every week. If you want to come by and see me do this, I'm going to try to bring some technology. So while you're here, you can actually see and hear me talking to the artist without watching me talk on the phone. So we are building on that. So major shout out to bring that back to Denial for sending us that care package. We made sure that it got into the right hands. If you want to see what we did with some of that artwork, you can go over to my Instagram, the Jason Hall of All Trades. I'm sorry, just the Jason of All Trades. Go over there, check my story. You'll see some of the amazing stuff that we did in my next shout out, which is to Yolanda and Rick Williams for putting together the Juneteenth ride together with me. We had a great time. We took 25 people out, a lot of those people for the first time on e-bikes. We just had a great ride, and we got some great photos in, and we rode by the new Power by the People mural that's on Woodward, which was done by another mural in the market artist. So go check that out, which is Hubert Massey over there. That thing is crazy. So once again, go over to Woodward Ave and see what they've done over there. And we, like I said, got some people on some bikes. That's the goal we're trying to do, is get people out to see Detroit in a way that they've never seen it, and how they've never experienced it. So once again, if you want to come take an e-bike tour, come do that. So shout out to Yolanda and Rick Williams and Griffin Claw for sending the refreshments for after the party. All right, without further ado, it is 11:04, so Phil's going to be signing on any moment. Hello, Bonnie. She gave me a hello, so I got to say hello. Everybody who's joining in, hello, hello, hello. If you have any questions, shoot those questions to me. I'll try to get those questions recorded, and then I can try to get back to you on those. I'm not, notice how I say try, but I got some assistance this week. So hopefully we can record some of these questions and get them answered and get them back to you, all right? Everybody's waving to me. I will also try to wave back if I can, but it's kind of difficult to do when you're holding a phone. But once again, working on technology. So without further ado, we're going to be talking to Phil Simpson. And you see me on the other side of the fence. You know, that's how protected this piece is. No, it's not just a piece. This is actually a working building. And so they work to protect this building. And it's cool because it does protect a really cool piece like this. So this is Phil's piece that he did for Murals in the Market. Oh, look at that. See how I get the fence out of there? I'm an artist in my own right. All right, so we can talk. We're going to talk to Phil about that. Yeah, Phil says he's trying to sign in. All right, let me see if I can help him. Y'all are going to have to excuse me for 1 second while I try to get Phil in here. I'm gonna send them the ad. Waiting for Art by Phil Simpson to join in. Boom! What's up, my brother?
I couldn't figure it out. How you guys doing?
Listen, man, I know we old folks, man. You know, sometimes.
I know that's so horrible. I was sitting here trying to figure it out. Thanks so much for having me, man.
Brother, thank you for taking the time to show up and be a part of this, man. This is an exciting thing for me because
Uh,
I've seen, I mean,
now that I
personally,
have people dropping in on you in person, I might have to come by after we talk, man.
of course, let the people know if you're gonna come by, we'll hang out, we'll meet up here. You know, that's what we want to do. We want to interact with the people. So if you
Okay.
want to come up, you let me know. I'm
So
down.
that's the deal. As soon as we get done, I'll just drive over.
There it is. There it
Yeah,
is. See, that's how we do it
yeah,
on Girls in
yeah.
the Market Live. It goes down spontaneous like that, man.
Oh, dope.
So Phil, we go back, man. Like,
Yeah,
you know, I always tell people the beauty of Detroit is a lot of times when people they think we're just meeting or interviewing, they don't understand the history that you
right.
work within a certain scene or a certain thing. But we've been doing things with arts for a long time, man. But I tell the people, like, let's just get past what I know and talk to me like I don't know you. Where did you get
Right.
started in this? Where did you decide art was what you wanted to do?
Man, I'm glad you asked that question and you asked it in that way. That way I can take it back. I think I've been drawing my whole life. You know, when we kids, man, we do crayons, we do color pencils, and I always think we have that in our school system. But I had it at home. My mother always pushed me to stay creative, man. I think I got drawings that go back to like 1990, man. You know, 1992. I was 10 years old, and I've always wanted to do murals. I mean, growing up watching Breaking, growing up watching B Street, I was always the notion of spray painting on walls. I never thought it could be. I never thought I could get paid doing it because I just thought it was an illegal act. You know what I mean? Like everything that I seen growing up, if you're spray painting on walls, you're running in the middle of the night. And so I thought, well, I guess I'll just always paint on canvas. I'll always paint on paper. You know, I got an opportunity to really be a part of a mural festival, like Murals in the Market. It was a dream come true, man. I mean, it went from drawing on walls, getting in trouble in your house to making a living. So I've been drawing consistently for the last 20 years or so. But the murals in the mural game is in my life for about the last 5 years, and I love it. You know.
But okay, so I knew you before, way before murals. You're,
Oh, way.
so we
Yeah.
were doing our first like delve into stuff with sneakers.
Oh man, sneakers, man. You had a mean collection, man.
Had a mean
Yeah,
collection. I got a collection of one little daughter, but we'll talk about that. But
right,
when you
right.
were, that's when I messed with you back then. What year was that? We were doing customizable sneakers before cats were even on that.
Yeah, that's got to be like 2009, man. 2000. I mean, it's early YMCA days, man. Y Arts, early Burn Rubber days. I mean, it's some great history there.
So for those of people don't know, there is an amazing woman. Her name is Jillian Eaton. Jillian Eaton
Really,
used to run
man.
the Y Arts program at the Bull Family YMCA downtown. And
Yep.
what she was doing is she was picking some of the best talent in the city. I didn't know this till later. I thought
Yeah.
she was just really trying to like have a cool art department. But what she was really doing was picking some of the most talented people around in the art scene. I was doing digital media, you were doing art, and she was
Yeah.
putting us in a situation where we could meet each other and
Crazy.
build those relationships. It took
Yep.
me years. Like I used to be like, man, we just work here, with the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
But now when I look back at all the people that had come out of Y Arts that are doing things like yourself, man,
Yeah.
is crazy. So do you feel like that might have been a little bit of a catapult for your career at all?
Oh, 100%. When I was so actually I ended up being an employee at YRS after that, and we worked with so many youth. I'm talking about throughout the city and summer camps, but just and that brought out that love for teaching. That brought out that love for talking to the youth, and talking to parents about why art is so important. And yeah, man, I think the Y Arts program and the downtown in general, downtown at the time, and this is before the downtown. This is almost like old Detroit downtown. Um, it was a lot of artists gathering in little corners, and we're all doing big things now. You know, man, that's a good view right there, man.
You
That
know,
was
I got here, man, and I was like a little bit upset to see that they had it fenced off, but at the same time, man, I've seen a lot of art come and go and be defaced, and the fact that yours is protected like this, man, is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, sometimes they're open during the week, but when I did that mural, man, that's by far my largest mural. I think that's the largest mural yet. And man, 1X came through with the like the cherry picker. That was my first time on there. I mean, it was a great experience. That took about 7 days. I even had help with the background because it was so large. But that was a great experience, man.
How many faces are on there? How many smiles?
Oh, I never counted. You now
What?
I gotta go there today and count. Now I
What?
got now I gotta go count.
I stumped you. I thought you were gonna be like, "There's 23," and it means
No, no. And you
like,
guess I now I want to know. I want to know how many smiles it is. So yeah, I'll find out today.
yeah, because now when I do the tours, I want to be able to talk a little bit about the mural. I don't want to just be like, "Oh, there's smiles," and I want to get into that too, man, because
Yeah,
you know, when did smile become part of your persona?
yeah. So wait, before you say that, um, in regards to this mural, listen, that's on a vegetable processing plant. And when I first knew that I was going to be in Murals in the Market, I was so excited, and I thought I was going to get a wall like 20 feet by 20 feet. And Jesse and Rula had a meeting with me, like, no, we want you to go big. Like, we know you can do this. And I was so nervous, man. I was like, wait, this is my first Murals in the Market mural, and you want me to go like big body? I'm kind of nervous, man. They were right. They pushed my limits, and they built my confidence to go bigger. So that process was scary at first because I just hadn't seen that much space, you know what I mean, on a wall, but it worked out. So thank you for that, for pushing me, 1X. Now, in the beginning, my drawings were very detailed, very realistic drawings. And I must say, around 2003, I was stumped by a professor at U of M at University of Michigan when she told me if I want realistic drawings, I'll just get a photographer. And I was just heartbroken because I had spent so much time on this drawing, but I understood the lesson later on. She was just telling me to loosen up, and through that process, I came up with my smile face. But I didn't start using it every day till probably about 2011. Yeah, yeah, around 2011, I started thinking this might be my thing. But by 2014, it was on. I had painted it on houses on the east side, and then we made the Smile brand, and then my whole mission had became, you know what? Let me just talk more about smiling everywhere I go, whether it's in my art, whether it's in my clothing. If I could just talk about optimism and I can spread joy with my art, I know I can encourage one person to smile a day. And if I can do that, I feel like I got the best job in the world. So now I can do it on large scales, though. So yeah, man, it's been a great journey about spreading joy with the artwork.
Now, I was thinking about this for my own personal. This is me. So obviously, I'm kind of known as the bike guy.
That's
So
right.
where I go, people when they see me not on a bike, they bug out. Like they immediately go on Facebook and they're like, "I saw Jason in a car. What's going on?" So is now that you've created this smile persona, do people just expect you to smile all the time? And and has this created a thing in your life where where you can always refer to that does keep you smiling all the time?
You know what, man? I've watched a couple of your interviews, man, and you ask great questions. You know what, man? It's pressure sometimes because no one wants to smile all day, and I tell people it's not about the act of smiling, about showing your teeth. It's just about what the smile represents, about spreading joy. So man, it's been times where I'm out and I'm painting, or I'm out with my family, and it's like, hey, you're not smiling. I was like, yeah, we're eating right now. Like I
Right,
can't
right.
like smiling at the moment, but I'm, yeah, man. It's now my persona, man. And even when I talk to my friends and family, they're like, yeah, man, how does that feel? And I'm like, it's great to expect that because that means people receiving the message. And yeah, it's pretty cool, man. But yeah, you're right. It's sometimes tough. Like, hey, you're not smiling today, or you don't have a smile shirt on. I'm like,
Right.
yeah.
You're like, I have real life. You know what I'm saying? Like real life is, you know, but I knew there was something to it because, you're that cat, man. You're not going to be just like one layer. So
Yeah,
like I said, I was talking to my friend. I'm like, Phil's a deep dude. And like, he has this persona that when you see him and people look at you right now of just always happy. But I'm like, I know Phil and we
yeah,
all have real life. And so I was like, I got to ask him like how that must be. But it could
yeah.
be worse things, you know what I mean, to be connected to. I mean, you
Right,
are
right.
really like,
Connected to
you
smiles,
become
right?
the ambassador for smiling. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So how has that been taken by the city? I know you've done how many you spawned off of this and done city walls and different murals. I
Yeah,
mean, how is
city
the smile taking you?
in the city of Detroit right now, and
13.
8 of those are outside throughout East Side, the West Side, and I'm working right now to make sure I get all the side streets. That way, I can tell everybody where they're at. So I should have those by within the next couple of days.
Wow,
Yep.
13. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
doing have you done 2020?
oh, 2020, man, we had so many lined up, but COVID has stopped the mission. So I don't have any in Detroit at the moment for 2020. 2019 was a big year, and I think now that things are opening up slightly a little bit, I'm going to get back out there real shortly and do some reels and get it going.
Okay, okay. So we're talking about murals, but you have other. You have to have other goals. I knew
Oh,
that. I know. I mean, talk to me about what we're. Once again, we're not a single faceted here. Talk to me about the layers. What's going on?
that's right. So we too, and I'm married. So when I ran the Baltimore Gallery, that was an amazing experience. Run a gallery and meet all the artists that's not only that I already knew, but we met so many new artists. And that was about a 4.5, 5 year time of my life. And we ran events. And so from that experience of curating, I look forward to doing some more curating in the near future to work with some great artists to do something impactful in the city. I love putting together shows and working with young talent, because I think that's one of the reasons Baltimore Gallery did so well is for the artists who didn't have an opportunity, who didn't have a long resume or didn't have a mural. I said, man, come on, let's do it. Let's work together. Let's do it. Let's do an opportunity. And so since then, I've been married, became a father. So things had changed a little bit. So right now, I'm just working on a lot of commissions. I think there's a lot of murals for me throughout the rest of the summer. I think we're going to get started shortly, and I would love to travel and do more murals. I may have an opportunity soon to travel, but I want to spread joy around the world. So, and I always want to paint smiles, man. I think I'll be doing it for the next 50 years for sure. You know, I,
So
I,
what?
I believe that again.
So we know about the ones that you have outside, but you're one of those artists, man. You got them in schools. Can you talk about some of the programming that you might be doing with schools or kids?
Yeah, so I want to share. I think it was my most favorite mural at the time. A few years ago, Persian High School reached out, and Persian High School asked me to do a Jay Dilla mural inside of the music room, right? So,
What?
of course, I was blown away with the request, and I said, "All right." So I turned in my sketch. They approved it. Man, I get there, and I'm inside Persian, inside the music room, painting Jay Dilla. So throughout the whole week, I had to play Jay Dilla music while I'm painting him. It was unreal, man. It felt different listening to his music at that moment, being inside the same high school. And the one thing I took from that is some of our youth have no idea. So while I was painting, one of the classmates, one of the students in Persian was like, "Hey, man, I've seen you here the last couple of days. Yo, man, who is this? Who are you painting?" And I was like, "Yo, you know what? Let me just put this brush down and talk to you
Like,
real
who are you
quick.
painting?
It's like, hey, yo, man, who is this guy? And I was like, yo, this the music room. Let me tell you,
Right.
that felt good, man. That's it. Still stands. It's inside the school, so I haven't seen it in person in a while, but that's one of those things where it felt good. I think we got a few murals throughout Detroit public schools because it feels good to encourage the youth, that still smile when you eighth grade, high school can be difficult sometimes. So just get that encouragement, you know. So, but yeah, man, can you imagine inside the high school that one of the pioneers of me just and the students like, yo, who is that? I was blown away, but I was well equipped to inform him, so I felt good about it.
So you got to be a music teacher at that moment and an art teacher, man.
Yeah, it felt good, man. It felt
Man,
good. Look him up, man. I'm sure that some of the artists you listen to was influenced by him. And so I hope that conversation stuck. I'm sure it did.
you know what I'm saying? Like we're in a unique place these days that we touch multiple generations and we get to really touch those kids and try to raise them in the right way, man. And you're doing an amazing job at that, brother. So
Thank you.
when we keep talking about this, we keep talking about the brand, okay? The brand, the brand, the brand.
You're
Because a
right.
lot of people think that, once again, mural artists are just these graffiti people that are up on a scissor lift, and do their art. But you are a brand within yourself. So let's talk about Smile the brand.
Okay, okay. So around 2014, man, the feedback from me painting in my neighborhood was so grand that we decided. My wife at the time, my girlfriend, was like, "Hey, man, I should put this on shirts, man. Like I should take this further than just artwork. What if you can't afford a painting, but most people can afford a T-shirt and they can rock it." And so we made our first T-shirts, man, and it took off. And so it's called the Smile brand, but it's all about smiling and spreading joy. And the main logo is just smile. And the funny thing is, you're a designer. We know a ton of designers. I had got so stumped with trying to be a designer that I forgot I draw and I write well. So the script for the Smile brand is my handwriting. But that hit me, man, can you believe I was trying to download fonts? I was trying to look up fonts, Illustrator, Photoshop, the font that I was trying to type in the word smile and nothing was clicking until I wrote it out in my own manuscript, and then it was just like, oh, this is it. This works. And so yeah, man, we've made onesies, we've made crew necks hoodies, and we ship stuff as far as Italy. There's people around the world wearing smile shirts, and it feels good when you see someone in public. And the brand is still small to the point where you see someone in public, it's like 1 degree of separation. Like they may know me. It's very likely they know me or know someone. So every now and then, if I'm in public and I see someone with a smile shirt, I'm like, yo, they're like, hey, you're Phil. You're the guy. And it feels good, man. So I love the brand. We're gonna have way more stuff coming soon. It got picked up by a couple stores. So we're just kind of growing organically. I spend a lot of time painting, and we're trying to balance that. But for me out, man, my family, my sister, everyone's helping with the Smile brand because it's like a family brand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And shout
Mm,
out to
that that's another.
for talking about how
Go ahead.
powerful it is. I was saying, shout out to our good friends Rick Williams and Yolanda Williams
Yeah.
for talking about how to be a family, but also to push that engine as business in a family. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say there seems to be an ongoing underline of every one of these, which is the entrepreneurial spirit and pushing that along, each one teach one to multiple generations. And I love that that keeps coming out
That's right.
without me even bringing it up. Right now we're at a crucial time where we have to really look at the future and the youth
Yeah.
and really teach them and talk to
Yep.
them in a real right now about what's going on.
Yeah.
And I know having the Smile brand and us being in where we are how does that, have you been using that to just further push the initiative to talk about the realities of what's going on and continue to keep the smiles part of that?
Yes. So I'm glad you asked that because COVID started. I haven't released any Smile shirts, but I was doing a lot of smile drawings. So one of the things that kept me sane, it kept me happy was to create. You know, I have to create to stay happy to see smiles in pencil. And that's the only time you can get them. We doing it during the stay home order. And it really helped people smile more a little bit during this time. And then once COVID kind of died out in regards to what was more important at the time, the murder of George Floyd, my agenda changed, and I was like, man, I gotta paint something for right now. I gotta be a part of this. And I heard Sidney James talk about painting memorials, and I never wanted to paint someone who had passed of violence. So George Floyd was my first painting of its kind to paint a man who had murdered, but also I wanted that painting to raise some money, and so we raised some funds. We did a great print run with Run X, and it looked like I'll be doing more art to talk about that brown, that dark skin. So I got a voice right now, and I got to use it.
Yeah, man. Is
Yeah.
that what we worked for? You know what I mean?
Yep.
When we started out as young ones, we wanted to be in a position that we could have a voice and people could listen and hear what we have to say and speak for others that are less fortunate. And we are
Yeah.
definitely at a time right now where we have to take advantage of that.
Yep. I mean, now we look back at 30 years from now. I want to say I had a voice in some capacity. You know what I mean? I can't believe they got you. You know, man, if you would have seen it up person, those faces are pretty large, man.
I know, man. I'm so mad that I can't get back there. Like I said, I thought this weekend there'd be like a hole in the gate, something, because you know how people are. I mean, there might be one after this. I'm not saying I will be the one, but I'm just saying I would think that people would have figured out a way to get closer. But once again, man, I'm into the fact that it's not, man. I mean, every time I go somewhere and I see this face, there are a few things that are ambassador things. Say nice things about Detroit is one of those things that now transcends everything. And your
Oh
smile
yeah,
logo,
great,
man,
yeah.
and your smile logo, man, is slowly becoming that new thing that is becoming that, man. Because, like you said, everywhere I go, I see the shirts, I see the art, and I'm just
Yeah.
impressed about your amount of output right now, man. Because everywhere I go, I'm like, now that I'm looking for it, I'm like, oh, there's another fill. There's another fill. But,
Oh wow,
you know,
thank you.
it is awesome. So when you decide to do, smiles and you do them in all kinds of different colors, is that just an artistic thing, or is that actually a representation of the world as we know it?
Oh, so guess what? In the beginning, I was doing smile sevens. A lot of my paintings, I've never talked about this. I have many paintings that I sold that the smiles on the canvas comes in seven, and they were always of colors, right? And I always wanted to talk about all the people in the world smiling together. And I know it's like kumbaya, but I know it's doable. You know what I mean? I know it. So I've been painting brown skins as of not just lately, but times you'll find a range of colors, man, because I just want to smile to represent everyone, you know. But I must say, I have a couple paintings I'm working on now that is for sure shades of brown. It's for sure. But for
Right.
the most part, I try my best to paint all colors, man. I love the color wheel, and I feel like it represents all of us. But yeah, for sure, man, it's happening now where I gotta focus on a few of my own skin, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah,
man. And that's what people need to understand. That's when we get into the Black Lives Matter and the All Lives Matter, right? I mean, they all lives we can go all that, but right now we need to focus on what's important and what's happening around us, man. And I every day I wake up and I'm just like in awe of where we are, but I can always draw something from the positivity that's happening in the city and the amount of energy. And I love how you said
yeah,
you listen to, and Murals in the Market for me when I come down here. What's cool about it is all the artists are working at one time, together, exchanging ideas. I mean,
yeah.
talk to me a little thought about that vibe?
I mean, just the experience alone, man. I had never knew how much work behind the scenes it take to even make a mural festival, you know. And so when I was part of it, you know, outside of painting, I would go look around and see what the admin is doing. How are you taking care of these artists, right? So each artist getting water delivered, they're getting snacks delivered, they're doing logistics. It was a whole world behind the scenes that I
Mhm.
didn't even know exist to run a mural festival. And so I just gave Jesse and Rula and the whole team a big hug because, like, yo, this is hard.
Right,
this is
right.
this is tough, and you guys did it, you know. And so I look, I got my, I know you got yours, but I got my book right here, and I show everybody, I show everybody my Murals in the Market book when they come by because not only was I blessed to be in a book, this book just represents like 3 years of a ton of hard work. You know what I mean?
I say that all the time when I do tours.
Yeah,
Once again, I try to put as much behind the scenes as I can, and people they don't understand. Like you said, you were up here 7 days, and it was hot. You know, we're not talking like a time of year where it's cool and chilling. Like it's a hot day up on that scissor lift for
yeah.
7 days.
Listen, man, my wife was like, "Please wear a hat." You know, please take care of yourself. I'm like, "You got it, man." You know what I'm saying?
So
Serious.
I'm gonna ask another crazy question because I got to because I you don't know how many faces up there, so you definitely don't know how many cans you went through on this.
Oh man, so guess what? We originally ordered gallons of paint, and I had at least 20 gallons of paint, rollers, and then once I got close, I said, "Yo, I might just have to use cans for this." And we ran through some cans, man. We ran through some, but the background was the only thing that's rolled. Everything else is cans, man. Montana, and I fell in love with the can over the years. You know, before I was all painting by hand, but
Mhm.
now I take it there. You know, give me a big wall, I'm not afraid no more. You know,
Right.
yeah,
So now I'm looking at it. It's got the carrots. It's got some vegetables in there.
yeah.
I always talk about was that sort of an agreement that you came up with the building, or was that all you?
No, so yeah. So one of the things that because of the location, it had to be it had to be in it had to represent the business as well, the Eastern Market business as well, and with it being a vegetable processing plant, we took it that way. So we did the potatoes, the eggplants, I believe it's carrots and cabbage, but it all worked out to be a very colorful layout. But it was all new to me to focus on a subject matter that wasn't just about like spreading joy, but I still added a way to make it happy. You know what I mean? The whole
Absolutely,
process was
absolutely. So
a challenge, man. 'Cause it was just I had to stand next to it. I was like, you're to me. Like this is not about this is not even really about my smiles at the moment. It's about like stop being scared to tackle large walls. And Rula and Jesse pushed me, man, to tackle that monster right there. Yep.
that seems to be the theme, and I try not to turn it into the Rula, Jesse, and Dan, cheerathon every week. But what they've done for all of us has been amazing. I mean, I never did tours, and Rula was like, "You're the guy to do this." Like there's nobody else that should be doing this, and she pushed me outside my box, and from her pushing me, now I'm doing all kinds of other stuff with live recordings and media that I never thought, man. So, mad shout out to Rula, Dan, and Jesse. Like I said, I hate to be every week. This is their cheering section, but I mean,
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta be real.
yeah. I understand you don't want. I got you, but I definitely want to shout out because, like I said, I was expecting one of the walls in one of the alleys inside the murals in the market, and well inside the market. And when they said no, we want you to go bigger than that, I was like, what do you mean? but I'm happy though. Yep.
And you stepped up to it and definitely achieved that goal, brother. So
Thank you.
before we get, I want to hold you up all Saturday. Said you're gonna come down here and hang out. So
Yep.
we'll talk about that before we leave. But what's next for you? What's the next immediate thing for Phil that we can get on with?
Oh man, well, it looks like I'll be starting a mural. I got a lot of murals coming up, and guess what, man? One of them not even in Michigan, man. I may have an opportunity to get down in San Antonio and put some smiles down there, man, and talk about what's happening. Let's. I'm just gonna keep my prayer hands up, and I think that you'll be the first to find out, man, if I get that gig. But it looks like I'll be doing a mural, a smile mural in San Antonio, but talking about that spreading joy, that the joy that we need right now. Yeah.
That's what's up. And for those who are
Yep.
listening, what we are saying is Phil needs to do some stuff. So all of you who are listening, all of you who are waving all over the world, the goal is to get Phil more work outside of Detroit. Not that we ain't
Wow.
got enough. We want more,
Yeah.
but we want international Phil. So everybody listening,
Wow.
get on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
all right, man. Once again,
Cool,
I'm going to
man.
hang out here. Man, thank you. Did I miss anything, man? I mean, we could talk about, I mean, everything and talk for
Yeah.
hours, but I just want to make sure, so the murals, your Floyd, is the print still available, the George Floyd print through Murals in the Market? Or did we sell out?
Man, look, this is there. Print with ones and they sold out, man. Yeah.
So they're gone. So you can't even get those. So y'all better look on eBay for those, or hit Phil. Phil, give them the information where they can get at you, because I know people are gonna want you now even more than ever. How can they get a
Yeah.
hold of you?
All right, cool. So I'm always on Instagram at Art by Philip Simpson. On Facebook, it's Phil Fresh Simpson. And please reach out. Let's talk about smiles. Let's talk about how we can change the world. Continue to spread joy. Love you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jay.
Brother, I love you, man. I love you. I love you. I love you, man. I can't wait to see you. We're gonna eat some pizza together.
Yeah,
Go for an e-bike ride.
yeah.
And
Okay. See you in a
then
few
we gotta
minutes,
bring
bro.
you in. You gotta. I tell you, I'm gonna put you on the line right now. Rick and I are already talking about doing another ride. The Juneteenth ride sold out immediately, so we're gonna do
Wow.
another one. I need a smile T-shirt.
Say no more. Say no
There it
more.
is. There it
Say no
is,
more.
Rick. There it is. We about to get rich now because we got Phil on the track. All right, my
Okay.
brother. I'm gonna let
All
you
right.
go. And I love you, man. And I'll see you soon. I'm gonna hit you up after this.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Peace, y'all.
Talk to you. Peace. Well, there you have it, everybody. That was my man, 50 grand, Phil Simpson. Man, when you come down here, though, talk to him about his name. Be like, Phil, where's that come from? Because y'all might not know something. I ain't even putting him out there. So I talked to him about Phil and where he got that. So I want to thank him. I want to thank Murals in the Market. Of course, you can always book a tour. We can talk more about this. The beauty of what we do is when you do a tour with me, you never know what you might end up with. You never know if Phil ends up on your bike ride or ends up at the mural talking to you. So if you would like to book a tour, ridedetroit.com. Please support the artist by going to muralsinthemarket.com or onetimesrun.com, purchasing a print, getting some of that money to these artists, helping them do their thing, keeping them motivated to do an art. Next week, I'm coming back 11 a.m. Saturday. Don't know where yet, but I think I'm going international on this one. I'll drop you some stuff this week and some teasers. As usual, thank you everyone for tuning in to Murals in the Market Live with Ride Detroit.